Hey there everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop with a playthrough today of Kingdom Rush from Lucky Duck Games. And quick disclaimer, I got a review copy of just the core game, which is what I'll be showing you today. If you don't know what Kingdom Rush is, it's a tower defense app game that has now been adapted into a board game, but it's still tower defense. So you have these little trays of enemies, you're going to have more spawning from these spawn points. And they're going to continually advance towards these two exits in this scenario, and if too many of them get off, then I will lose. Kingdom Rush can be played with 2 to 4 players co-op, but I'm going to show you the solo mode today, but I'll mention things where co-op would kind of come into play in a different way. And what I'm showing you is the 4th scenario in the core game's set of 10 narrative missions. Now, it's a campaign in terms of the storyline, and you get more things to kind of play around with after each scenario, but it's not a campaign-based game. Your progress in one mission has no effect on your progress in the next one. I'm going to give a quick overview of how the game is set up and then review the basics of play, but if you want to skip any of that, just use the timestamps. And if you enjoy the content here at the One Stop Co-op Shop, please consider supporting us on Patreon for some great perks. Subscribe to the channel, join the conversation on our Discord, check out our live plays on Twitch or our new second YouTube channel, and listen to our podcast with 1 to 2 new episodes every week. The setup for this scenario is dictated both by the scenario itself as well as by the player count. So they told me which types of units to draw for my starting trays, although it was randomized within those types. And they also told me the exact types to build in each of these little kind of baddie stacks, with the top card going to be the first one that spawns. And finally, as you can see here, they told me which color of plastic overlays to place over each of these little forest spots, providing my building sites for towers. And they come in purple, yellowish, amber, and green colors. In co-op, each of those would be assigned to one of the players. So like if I was the green player, I could only play towers on green. But in solo, as you'll see, how it works is you have to pick one color per turn that you cannot play any towers on. So you kind of choose and limit your own options to make the puzzle tougher. Now coming over to my area, each player has a main hero, and I had our patrons vote, and Lilith won slightly. She's like this armored, sickle-wielding Lady of Death. You also start with specific tower cards based on your hero and player count, so in solo I've got these 4. And based on which scenario you're playing, you'll have access to some skill tiles. In this case I have Infernal Wheel and Reaper's Harvest, lots of fun. And scenario 4 is the first scenario where you get to use spells, which are one-time abilities that can do a lot of damage. Additionally, in solo, you get 3 helper heroes of your choice that can show up once per round. And I'm using the 3 heroes that had the next highest vote totals behind Lilith, and just Magnus the Wizard is totally out of luck, not in the game at all. So to go through the basics of play, first I'll go through the basic order of a turn. So first you're going to spawn new hordes from each of these little spawn points. You start with the lowest numbered spawn stack, and you just flip the top card over, and you put it in the space immediately in front of it. If it's occupied, you keep on skipping spaces until you get to an empty one, or in a really bad situation, until they go straight off and probably kill you by exiting. But important note, you do skip that phase in the first turn. Then you get to phase 2, the real meat of the game, which is where you play your towers down, and also move your hero around to try to destroy these hordes. And each tower card has a bunch of important information on it. First, in the bottom right is its level. You'll get the chance to level up your towers as you play and make them more powerful. Second is its attack type. This is going to be magic or physical, or sometimes a glowing sword to represent both, and some enemies are immune to one or the other. Next, you'll have the arc of attack for where you can hit enemies. So in this case, if I put it down right here, I could hit either an enemy there, or an enemy there. If you have more than one arrow, you can actually skip over spaces. So like 2 arrows would let me go all the way to there. And finally, this is a Polyomino combat game, so it shows you the shape and type of token you're going to put on the horde you're attacking. And just looking at hordes, what you're trying to do is cover up all of the little enemies that are pictured, because once every enemy is covered, that horde will be defeated in the next phase. And note that some enemies have special powers. We'll go over what each of them means as they come up. In this case, they have healing guys, which means if any of them are showing at the end of the round, they'll heal completely. And it's important to note that most towers won't let you rotate the piece. You have to put it in that exact configuration, unless you have like one of these little circle icons, which we'll see later. Now, at the beginning of this phase in solo play, you have to pick one of the 3 colors that you won't put any towers on, and I'll use these little gems to keep track of that. An important rule is you can't pick the same color twice in a row. So if I use green one round and don't place any towers there, I would have to pick yellow or purple the next round. And in terms of placing towers, you can place them on any of the building spots that, again, don't correspond to the off-limits one you chose. And you can put 1 combat tower per space, But additionally, you have these troop towers, and although they tend to do a little bit less damage than other towers, you can place one of them with a regular combat tower. So you can do a troop tower and something else, basically. Once per round in this phase, you can also activate your hero. They can move as many spaces as the number of boots shown here. When they first come onto the map, they have to come from one of the exits, and each move can go diagonally or orthogonally. They can move on top of hordes and then move off of them. The only thing that really tends to matter is where they end. They have to end on a clear path or a space not with a tower, and you can't put a tower where they are, or they can end on hordes, and their little 2x2 base will actually cover up some enemies, so those enemies are damaged unless you move off later on. Now, additionally, on a hero's turn, they can do one action. The most basic one is your basic attack, and note the ranges. Most heroes will have either ranged or melee, which is this kind of like flexing arm, but Lilith is a little unusual in that she has both options. It shows you what size and type of token to put down, what type of attack it is. This is that symbol I mentioned where it can be magic or physical. And her special ability is whenever she uses her basic attack, she can heal somebody 1 heart and also recover one of their abilities. Because the other option is to use one of your skill tokens, but you flip it face down until it's recovered. And speaking of recovery, that's your third action option. You'll be taking damage as things go along, and when you recover, you fully heal and get all of your skills back, but that's all you do for that turn besides moving, so it's not as fun as attacking things. Now, an additional very important rule is that any towers you don't play will upgrade to their next level of tower if it's available. So the Adept will become a Wizard Tower, which you'll see has the exact same type of attack, but this is that little symbol that shows you can flip or rotate this however you like when you attack with it. And this is one of the key decision points of the game. How many towers can you stand not to use so you can boost them up? In co-op, it's an even tougher choice because you pass the towers to one of the neighboring players to level it up, which means now it's in their possession and not yours and has to go on their tower spots and not your own, and it kind of builds in this whole cooperative puzzle of how to defeat the enemies. So once you finish that phase, any hordes that are completely covered, all their enemy spots, are destroyed, and you usually gain a gem bonus, which lets you buy more towers. Then any surviving horde trays are going to advance. And on their individual tracks, the ones closest to the exit advance first, and any hordes with at least one enemy showing this symbol will move twice, and they'll just skip over other hordes to the next empty space, or exit based on how much room you leave in front of them. Now, by the way, heroes who end their turn on a horde will take 1 damage, and that's whether the horde is destroyed or not. But if they're not destroyed, the hero will keep them from moving, although it'll cost them 2 damage if it's a fast-moving horde like this one. Similarly, soldier meeples placed by barracks will also prevent a horde from moving, at least 1 space. But they also get removed by the damage from the enemy, whereas other tower damage will stay on a horde unless, of course, it gets healed away. After the hordes advance, you take all your tower cards and your hero card back into your hand. Your hero card just marks for you when you've activated your hero. And then finally, you get to spend crystals. I start with a whole bunch in solo, 9 of them, but again, you also get more from defeating hordes. And you can buy any level 1 tower for 2 or a level 2 tower for 3. You can't straight up buy a level 3 or a level 4 tower. Now, for victory and loss, whenever a horde exits the map, you lose as many hearts from your supply as the number of enemies still showing. And in this case, I'm playing on pretty hard difficulty, 3 stars, so I only have 4 hearts. So if somebody gets off, I am very likely to be dead. Now, as for victory, there's 1 portal enemy in each of these stacks. This purple card on top is one of them. And they are very tough to kill, as you'll see when they come out. But if I can kill all 3 of them, I win the game if I survive until the end of the round. Alright, so let's get into this and try to smash some hordes. I think I'm going to activate Lilith first and show you how nasty she can be. So she can move up to 3, and this horde's going to move twice with these little wolves showing, so they'll be off the map and making me lose immediately. So I'll have her go 1, 2, and I'm going to land her on these 2 enemies here. And why? Because she's got this fun skill, Reaper's Harvest. Has to be used in melee, like all her attacks, it has both types. And I can place a 2x1, another 2x1, and 2 1x1s, but each has to be touching a different side of her base. And this works kind of beautifully, because look, I can cover every single thing up except these 2 little goblins on the side. I'm sorry, I didn't say which color I wouldn't place on this round. Let's say green, because he's got a purple next to him, he's got a purple next to him, he's got an orange next to him, so hopefully that'll work out for us. And that's it for Lilith. And then I've got 1 tower of each type. Let's review them briefly. The Adept Mage Tower level 2 does a nice big 4 space one. Archer only does 2 spaces, he's the level 1 version. And the bombard is the only one that can hit 2 different enemies at this point. One would have to be straight in front, and the other one would have to be either to the straight left or straight right. And finally, our friendly footman could put down 2 soldiers. They wouldn't last after the end of a turn, but they're good for finishing off somebody or stopping them from moving. Which I think does sound perfect for these guys. Let's take them out. Now, realistically, I'm not going to finish off all of these guys with so few towers. But I can use one of my 3 helper heroes once per turn, although once I use them, they're out of the game. So I only have 3 that I have to kind of manage this whole time. I can also use as many spells as I want, but that seems pretty premature. Let's see, the Adept Tower right here, I can aim either way. That'd be pretty perfect for taking out most of those healers. And then sure, let's throw an archer down to take out the other healer so they won't recoup at the end of this round. And I think I'll stop there. So my 1 remaining bombard tower will switch to an artillery. You'll see that now it does a 2-wide attack and hits both quarters instead of only one of my choice. Alright, I destroy trays that are fully filled, so Lilith is going to be right here, but she does take 1 damage. And from defeating these guys, I'll get another gem. That'll bring my total to 10. And just to show you, Lilith is down. If she gets all the way to the skull on this play mode, she'll die and I'll have to kind of be without her for an entire turn. But then she comes back with everything, so it's not always not worth it to do that. Okay, now hordes advance, so these guys go 1 and these guys go twice. Have to take out both of them next turn, it looks like. I get all my played towers back. And now I can spend my 10 crystals. And I like to go crazy and just get a ton of level 1s and then try to level them up later. So I'm going to get 5 of them. It's 2 per level 1 tower. And I'll go for a balanced approach. I'm getting 1 more bombard, 1 more mage, 1 archer. And then because you can put soldiers on the same space as another tower, I like to have a decent number of them. So I'll get 2 militia towers. Alright, we're going into the next round. Let's see what nasty customers are coming for us. Coming from Portal 1 is our first portal enemy, and they have special rules. Pretty important to understand them. The key thing is this space in the middle can never be covered, and it shows a tower level. And I cannot affect these guys except with a tower of this level or higher. So in this case, any tower will affect them. But the really nasty thing is any tower I use to affect this tray in any way gets flipped over and then is destroyed at the end of the round. So sometimes I want to keep these guys alive for a while to build up my towers before they crash and burn. And we already saw healers. This is a new one to the scenario, Deadeye, which means if after moving they're adjacent to my hero, that includes diagonal, they take 1 damage. And this guy here with the crossed out sword can only be hit by magic attacks or my hero's both type. He cannot be hit by a physical attack. So they spawn there. Coming from lane 2, I have another healer tray. In lane 3, right in front of my hero, a tray, actually not that tough, but a bunch of people who can't be affected by magic, only by physical. Alright, so let's plan out what we want to do. We can't pick green as our no placement space this turn. Definitely want to hit them. They've got green and orange. Then they've got green and purple. So with green we should be mostly okay, but I'm thinking maybe no orange, because this one doesn't matter anyway. And yeah, there's only the other 2 orange ones. I'm going to say no orange this round. Now, Lilith can almost take care of those guys by herself, but they're not the most present threat. Maybe I should send her over here. No, I've actually got the skill Infernal Wheel that'll put a 2x1 on every horde adjacent to her. So if she, for example, went 1, 2, 3, she could hit all 3 of these guys. But heroes and spells can never affect portal places. You have to use your towers and get them blown up. But I'd kind of rather her do her 4 damage just by standing on somebody, and I don't want to be near that Deadeye to take automatic damage. Well, first, the key decision, I'm not going to try to attack them at all, I think. I'm going to try to let them almost get away and then kill them at the last moment so I get full use out of the towers they would have blown up. Alright, so to that end, let's play an artillery here to hit both of them. I guess I'll cover up the fast guys so they don't escape. Then I can get this one little straggler goblin in the corner here. And there's a nice little use of a mage tower here. Get that little L shape. Let's see, to finish these guys off, let's do a archer tower to get 2 of those spaces. And then perfect use of a militia, I can put it on the same spot, and I'll put a single soldier to finish that one off. And as for Lilith, yeah, let's have her come and attack these guys, I guess. And she'll use her basic attack, which places a single spot on somebody. I guess we'll cover up that spider. But she also refreshes 1 skill, so Reaper's Harvest is back. And she heals 1, so she's back to full health. And we'll do a little 1-2 punch to finish. This 2x1 will get those 2 goblins. Then we can put down my footmen to cover up the last 2 spaces. And that leaves me with a militia tower upgrading to footmen, another bombard upgrading to artillery, and an adept upgrading to the level 3 one where you can change it any way you want. Alright, I destroy the 2 hordes, getting 2 gems overall. Remember, Lilith is going to take 1 damage again from being there. I'll advance the remaining horde, so these guys are almost off. The portal guys are here. And these guys come up, which, means this one's going to spawn right to there. Interesting. Get all my towers back. And I'm going to spend the 2 crystals I earned to get a level 1 mage tower. Alright, new turn. Let's see who else is coming out. From lane 1, a fairly weak horde, although they do have healers. Misses a big guy. If he gets in, he does 4 damage all by himself. And again, he'll skip to the first open spot. Coming from lane 2, a bunch of invulnerabilities. Interesting. And you can see the second portal card is going to come from there in a second. And finally from lane 3, another not too dangerous one. I can definitely ignore that for this turn, I think. And whenever a horde goes to a hero space, they can move to any adjacent empty space. Although if they can't, they get knocked off the board entirely. But I guess I'll go here for now. Now I could see using a spell this turn. Let's look at our options. Rain of Fire, the little targeting icon here, means I can shoot at anybody I like. But the plus means it has to be on the same group. So a single group will get both a 2 and a 1. Lightning Bolt does 4 single damage, but look, they have to all be placed next to each other, and they are melee type. That one was magic type. And finally, Thunderbolt does a 2x1, and then 1 damage to everybody adjacent to them. Although remember, you can't use spells on a portal horde, otherwise that would be amazing right here. And I gotta pick either green or purple. I mean, I can take care of these guys pretty easily. I got 2 purple up there. I think I'll pick green this time. And these Deadeyes will only hurt Lilith if she's next to them after they move. So if she runs all the way past them to here or to here, then she should be safe. Yeah, I kind of like her taking out that really tough one. So let's have her go 1, 2, 3, right in the middle. Use her Reaper's Harvest again. And if she was there, I can get everybody except that 4. Oh, and then a single magic would kill them. So yeah, she'll be there. She can do a 2 there. And a 1 on each of the little guys there. And then I'll go ahead and use my purple. Since I can't use green, I can rotate it whatever way I want, but actually that's the right way. So those guys are finished off pretty much flawlessly. That was nice. I think I might bring one of my helper heroes in. This is a ranged attacker. She can shoot for a 2x1 and a 1 within a bunch of range. But she additionally has a little cat helper that'll take up a 2x1 space on his own. See, I think she can go 1, 2, I guess do that. Then for her attack, she can go like that and like that. And her cat can come in like that, I guess. And then I can use a basic mage tower to get that little L there. And then, yes, I can use one of my artillery to finish them both off, right? Because the 2x1 will easily get him, and then the 1 over there. So they're both dead. Alright, so that's one of my 3 heroes used, but I've defeated 3 of the trays over here, which is nice. I'm not too worried about them yet. I could attack some more, or I could just level up to a ridiculous extent. I kind of like that idea. Yes, let's be a little dangerous and just level up. Now I've got knights who can put 3 guys down, and the amazing thing is they can split them among different enemies in their facing. Got some level 2 archers, marksmen, who can do a little L-shaped in whatever orientation you want. And almost the highest level of the artillery. Now it does a 3 and 2s to either of the adjacent ones. Very nice. So my bonus hero is just gone, but I do defeat that tray as well as these other 2. That does bring Lilith down to 1 life, though. And that got me 3 more gems. Now the hordes advance. These guys are a little bit closer. I got to deal with those portal enemies in the next 2 turns. My towers all come back. Remember, I could go straight to a level 2 with 3 crystals, but I kind of like doing the level 1. And I think I'll get another archer tower that I fully expect to throw away against these guys. And don't forget, the Deadeye didn't get me because he ended not adjacent to my hero. Alright, here come more enemies. I'll see my second portal. Okay, over here we got some biggins and some healers. Over here, oh man, a bunch of Deadeyes and healers and fast movement. I can't really sit on these ones like I did the other one. And they're going to push me over there. And note the 2 in the middle of their card. That means, again, that I can't attack them with a level 1 tower. And finally, another basic, although pretty meaty tray with some healers over here. Alright, and I couldn't use green last turn, so this turn, I think I got to go for orange, which again is the least common one. Now, if Lilith attacks, she'll die at the end of the turn, but I can use her basic attack to do 1 damage to somebody adjacent and then heal 1 health. Or she can just skip her turn to heal both of the health she's missing. Alright, so let's see, planning. If I can defeat both of these guys, then that portal 1 will move to right there, and then the following turn they'll move to there, so I could still try to slow play. But I can't forget about this lane or I could lose very suddenly. And Lilith can't really hang out here at all, or she could get attacked by all these people. So yeah, what if she goes 1, 2, 3 to the safety of over here? And she can do her one attack there, which will heal her 1 and get her Reaper's Harvest back. And then I can have a wizard destroy all of them by flipping the token. Alright, so that's 1 down. Now, these ones are tougher. I can't use my big artillery because I have to hit these guys if they're within the targeting range, so I would have to destroy the tower, and I'd rather wait. I guess I could do a bunch of marksmen. So this could go like there, I guess. Could do another one. Right there. Let's see, if I do an archer here, I would get that. Now I can mop that up with soldiers. But if those guys are still alive, they're going to hop over them and be right here. Although then I guess I could like double up my artillery on both those guys since the towers are being destroyed anyway. Maybe that's smart. So sure, we'll do knights for 3 troops. And then I can do footmen here for 2 more. So I guess I'll just waste 1. Alright, even though I'm leaving myself in kind of a bad way, I think I'll stop there. So my mage tower is going to upgrade to an adept. So my level 3 knights are going to become a holy order. They put down 4 guys, again, wherever they want. And now it ignores magic and physical defenses. Nice. And similarly, my artillery becomes Big Bertha, which does a 3 all over the place, even directly adjacent with those arrows, and can flip them however they want. Very, very nice. Alright, so Lilith is back down to 1 life. Definitely going to have to heal with her at some point. And I did defeat 2 more hordes, so I got 2 more gems, but you can see I'm falling behind the curve here because they're spawning 3 every turn. Alright, these guys will move up. And I guess if I go up here, I'll be safe. No, they're going to come right there, so yikes, I got to like be all the way down here. These guys will be here, they'll be here, and they will hop over them with their double movement. If a portal enemy gets through, you lose no matter what, even if only a single enemy is left on their space, so not looking good here. But hey, I get all my towers back, and with 2 crystals, oh no, I guess I'll get another mage tower. Alright, so I got a ton of towers, let's hope I can put them to use and stop these guys from escaping. Although now calling orange looks like it was a bad call, because I would love to have both green and purple available to me, but I have to pick 1 to take out. But first, let's see who's spawning. Alright, in lane 1, some fun people with lots of resistances. Lane 2 is fast. Lovely. Oh my gosh, and lane 3 is just like coming for my life, but there's the last portal card. If I can kill all 3, I win. Not sure what my chances there. Now, I do have 2 of my 3 heroes left, so I might as well use 1 this round and 1 next round, because again, the game might not last much longer, and I might not last much longer, but they can't attack the portals. I gotta take care of them myself. So I think I have to say I can't use purple. Oh man, I put myself in a bad position here. So first let's try to take care of these portal guys, because if I can't get them, then I'm done anyway. You know what, actually, I think I'm going to switch to green and see if I can survive, because those guys are really nasty. I can do this here. Wait, but if I go to green, I can't do like artillery on both of them? Alright, so yeah, let's go back to purple. I don't know. And even though I think it's a bummer, I think I'm going to use Big Bertha on them and destroy my like best one. But I can hit that entire row there, and I guess this entire row here before it blows up. And let's see, I could do an archer here to get that 2x1. And then, gosh, I hate to do this, but how about my Holy Order, which will also be destroyed? That lets me put 4 guys between the 2 of them. I will finish up this one. And I gotta get these healing spots. Let's get 1 of them. And that soldier will also prevent 1 space of their movement, so they won't be gone yet. Although, wait, I can do a single tower to get them. So, actually, let's get one of these guys off by themselves. And then, yeah, I can do a marksman from over here. And I'll get both of the healers. That looks pretty good. I could actually just go ahead and play knights now and just kill them. But they'll still be here next turn. Although, I guess I would lose that guy's sacrifice. So, oh gosh, all my best stuff is totally gone. But hey, I destroyed both the portal ones, and these ones aren't in too much danger of getting to the end, although that guy moves twice, doesn't he? So he would, yeah, he would like totally, no, I guess he would go here, and then he'd be right at the end. So I'm safe for this round, but I have to survive until the end of the round I destroy all the portals. I still have a good number of towers left, though. You know, forget towers, let's bring in one of my bonus heroes. This guy can hit on his space for a 2x2 square. And for any of those spots where he actually didn't cover up an enemy, he gets to place a single square on an adjacent enemy. But he only has 2 movements, so we would have to like go in like that, I guess. And I'm actually going to put his square on this terrible spot here with a single guy, because that'll give me 3 spots to place as I like, so I can totally take out all of the little running guys for that one. Let's see, I gotta have my wizard. Actually, wait, just my adept. No, it's not the right way. So yeah, my wizard can go there and get that entire corner. And then I can do my howitzer right here. Let's see, Lilith. Oh, I know. I'll bring her here. And I can use her Infernal Wheel, which again will put a 2x1 on each adjacent horde. So I'll finish off these guys, and I can get more of them. Oh, here we go. And then I can put footmen down to get 2 soldiers on them. Then I need 3 more, but I can't get any towers there. I think I have to use a spell. And let's see, it's between Lightning Bolt, which can do 4, but they have to all be next to each other, or Rain of Fire, which is a little bit more flexible. But it only does 3 spaces instead of 4. Yeah, I hope I can use Lightning Bolt well, and let's do Rain of Fire. Oh, wait a second, am I missing one guy? Oh my gosh, I am, aren't I? I can't do the arrows covering that guy. Well, here, this should work. Instead of using the marksman to put that there, I'll use the adept facing like that. And there we go. That finishes them off. Yikes. That would have been a pretty much almost instant loss there, I think. Alright, so my second bonus hero is gone. Lilith does not get hurt this time. And I killed 4 trays, but I'm only getting crystals for 2. The portal guys don't give you anything, unfortunately. And for the moment, at least, that board looks a lot nicer. And by the way, I'm upgrading both my marksman to level 3 and my mage back to a level 2. And I love level 3 arrows. Sharpshooters, they place 3 individual tokens, but each of them can go on any enemy in range. And look, they can even go on somebody 2 away. Alright, so advancing 1, 2, and they'll just leapfrog, yikes. Now I pick up towers, but all of these face down ones are gone, although I can build into them again. Oh man, that like wiped out my reserves. That is not good. For my 2 gems, I'm going to get another militia troop space. Alright, we're going to see our final portal enemy, but I'm guessing they'll be really tough. Let's see if we can survive. And this place is, of course, completely full again. Alright, coming in lane 1. They aren't too bad, but they have healers and runners. Oh, and great save thing in lane 2. Jeez. And the final guys I got to kill. They actually don't have that much life, but I need to hit him with level 3 towers. But, again, if I can kill them and then just survive to the end of the round, I win immediately. Huh. I do have a decent number of level 3 towers, so that's definitely something to consider. Yeah, let's look into this, because if I just go ham on those guys, and then like use all my spells and my last hero and Lilith, even though she'll get killed, to hold these guys off, I think I might be able to win here. So I'm definitely calling orange, so only 1 tower is out of play. I have 3 I can hit them with. Let's see, how many attacks can I get? So that's 6 for my 2 sharpshooters. Or I guess I can get up to 7 with the wizard. Then the howitzer could do 3 more, so that'd be 10. They've got 2, 6. They've got 10, but I'd have to perfectly make everything fit. Although that's actually not as hard with the sharpshooters putting things wherever you want. The problem, though, is the howitzer. I have to have it directly in front to get a 3x1, and there's nowhere I can do a vertical 3x1 to actually hit them with it. So I don't think I can kill them this turn. Oh, wait, I can put one of the sharpshooters here and shoot from 2 away. Yes. So it'll wipe out all of my level 3s, and I'll have very little stuff left. Now, how many do I have to kill over here to survive? I clearly have to get them. I guess if I get 2, then they would move up. Yeah. So if I get 2, I should be safe. I gotta be able to kill 2 of these guys, right? Well, first let's set this up and just see how we do. So it's a bit of a waste, but there's my howitzer getting destroyed. And doesn't matter too much, right? Okay, and then the wizard, best he could do would be that. And I gotta move Lilith off. But then I can definitely use both the sharpshooters to take them both out, and there's just a magic resistance, so that won't be a problem. So I gotta kill 2 of these guys with Thunderbolt, Lightning Bolt, Ignis, the fire hero, and Lilith. And a couple of extra towers. It seems like that's gonna be not too bad, right? So first thing, I guess, let's use Thunderbolt, because that'll be 2 on the center tray, and then 1 on every single other tray. I like that. Meanwhile, Lilith can go 1, 2, 3. And she'll use Reaper's Harvest. just do a ton of damage. Wow, that guy just has a single little L left to finish. And we'll bring Ignis in on this one, I guess. So you can go there. And his basic power is a 3x1, but if he only hits 2 people with it, then he gets to do 1 damage to each adjacent one. Yeah, you know what? Look, the Adept will be able to perfectly get that. So let's put him like here and do that one. And again, he gets to do these. It's a magic attack, so I guess we can do those guys and, I don't know, that space. But before we forget, let's do a sharpshooter there and a sharpshooter there. We have 6 tokens we can place, but we only need 5 of them, so those guys are done. And I'll go and put the Adept here to get that. And I can throw a single soldier in to finish him off. Speaking of soldiers, I can throw these guys down to get those 2 spots. And I think I'm already good, right? These guys will advance to there. They'll double advance 1, 2, and they'll double advance to the spot. Yeah, we're good to go. I do have a lightning bolt left. I mean, I don't know. I could hit somebody. But yeah, I think we're good. So yeah, we destroy these guys. We destroy them, and Ignis is gone. That's my last bonus hero. We destroy them, and Lilith is knocked out, so she wouldn't come back. She would skip a turn, but we don't need her anymore. And 1, 2... 1, 2, boom! We did it! Awesome! Except for Lightning Bolt, I had basically exhausted all my resources, so I was super done after this if I hadn't won that turn. But that was Kingdom Rush Solo on level 3 difficulty, and I'm pretty psyched with how that worked out. If you'd like to hear my review of this one, click the video link that just popped up. Good gaming, and I'll see you at the next stop.